Privyet, my friends, how are you? When I first started looking at Russian films, one of the first trailers I did was Boyka Undisputed. And I watched the trailer and I did the trailer reaction, and I remember some of the people making comments on the video about this film. And I was cruising Netflix, and lo and behold, there it is on Netflix. And I said, "We got a new Russian film? What the heck's going on? I'll watch it. Hey, I'll watch it." So I watched Boyka Undisputed. Um, and it said somewhere in the description that this was the fourth installment. So apparently there are three other ones I got to go see. And the first thing I was confused about is this a Russian film? Because we're looking at a Ukrainian fighter going into Moscow to fight, and the Russians I think are painted as a criminal nation. You know what I mean? Like the Russian stereotypes are there. So I think to myself, well, this can't be a Russian film because the Russian films wouldn't make Russia look like, like a Bratva nation, right? They would present it in a positive light. And so we see this Ukrainian guy who's going to go over and fight. But then I see something about the production of this company was, I don't know, it was a different country. And so it was like a lot of confusion to me about, is this really a Russian film? Is this a Ukrainian film? Or is this something else? And it was done in English, and it wasn't dubbed. It seemed like these were their real English voices. So it made this film easy to watch. There was no guessing of nuances. You didn't lose any of the action because you were reading the title, looking up, like, oh, what did I just miss? Rewind. And so what we have here is we have this up-and-coming MMA fighter who apparently is fighting in illegal venues. And there's this legal one going on in, is it Barcelona? Barcelona, maybe? And this is the big tournament. Big tournament, like where it legitimizes what he's doing. And they're coming out to see him fight, to see is he worthy to be invited to this event. And he is. They like what they see, and he's fighting a guy. And his manager said, hey, be careful with this guy, okay? Because he's like you, dude. He won't give up. Like, he's got the same crazy look in his eyes. He's got the same commitment to this. And we see this fight. And, the fight sequence was good, where he's fighting this guy. And sure enough, his opponent won't give up. Yuri's opponent will not give up. And he accidentally kills him. He doesn't mean to. He kills him. The guy is Russian that he kills. And so now Yuri is a wanted man in Russia for murder. Yuri seems shaken by it, which seemed a little weird over the murder of this guy, because he was just gloating over the body, and then we see him wheel him out, and he's like, whoa, what happened to him? What do you mean? What happened to him, dude? You just beat him into a coma. What happened to him? It seemed a little weird, but anyways. But he finds out later, as, he's getting accepted to this tournament, he finds out later that this guy died. And he ends up with a letter from his wife. And this sets Yuri in motion, right? Because now Yuri has this guilt that he has. We also see a glimpse of him that's there to give him kind of a humanity. He's very much involved with the Orthodox Church, giving money to him, helping to build their church, upgrade it, and the priest is constantly like, why are you fighting? Is it God's will for you to fight, to do this? Do you think so? And Yuri's response is, God gave me this ability. Wouldn't it not be a sin to not do this? So we see him struggling with the moral aspects of what he's doing. I personally view it as a sport, and sometimes stuff happens. That there's nothing morally wrong with boxing or fighting or wrestling or whatnot. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And but Yuri is bothered. He's truly bothered by this, and he wants to make this right. So he tells his manager, I need a fake passport. I need to get into Russia. I gotta take care of some business. And the manager's like, what the hell's wrong with you, dude? Russia? You're a wanted man. Are you kidding me? You got this big thing coming up. You're worried about Russia? He does it, and he goes there, and he tries to make contact with the wife. And then we see the Bratva, right? We see the Bratva in Russia, right? And this is what I'm like, this can't be a Russian film because every Russian denies that there's Bratva there. there's mob everywhere, dude. Like, wherever there's power, money, and vice, there's mob, there's bratva. And, call it what you want to, but it's there. Sometimes it's the government, sometimes it's private citizens who are mafioso, right? And the idea that there's no bratva is laughable. Right? It's completely laughable. And so we see the bratva there, and he wants to talk to this woman, but is she a school teacher? She's at this little compound with these kids, and you see bratva like, get out of here, what are you looking at? No. And he's like, wait a minute. And, not to turn this into like an hour-long discussion, or maybe we will. He kind of tags along. He wants to see what's going on here, and he sees that she has some problems. And he finally gets to talk to her, and she's offended. Right, she doesn't like him. You killed my husband. The Bratva boss has got the hots for her. He wants to sleep with her, and she's repelling him, and you see the two characters of the woman in distress who needs rescuing, and Yuri. Kind of, he needs forgiveness, so they both need something from each other, and it's a collision course. It is a collision course that is coming together, and it's going to be true love after they overcome these obstacles of, you killed my husband, I hate you. Understanding the scope of the problem. Oh, the Bratva gave you money to set up your community center, and you got to pay him back, or you got to become his woman, right? All of these different things, and there's a jealousy between the mob boss and Yuri just wipes his dudes out all the time, and so they finally come to an agreement. I will fight in your stupid little rinky-dink illegal fighting thing, but you clear the debt, right? The woman is free to go and live her life. Yeah, okay, and of course it's Bratva, so there's twists and turns and lies and deception, and Yuri goes through all of it, right? He goes through all of it, and I'm not going to spoil the film and tell you how it ends up. But here's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of Rocky. Right? It reminded me of Rocky, where you take this character with some ability and you put him up against impossible odds, and then you root for him. You root for him to do it. You root for him to honor the death of this woman's husband, to free this woman, to do what's right, to see all these things happen, and then you watch the carnage unfold. The fight sequences were pretty good. A lot of spinning kicks. I don't know how realistic that would be in spinning kicks, but good. I enjoyed the character. I'm pretty sure it's not a Russian film, dude, because there was no nudity in it whatsoever. That nudity seems to pop up in a lot of Russian films, even the old ones. And again, they show in Russia as kind of a criminal nation, as a criminal state, and that seems very much like a Western thing to paint Russia as, leadership is all corrupt. That's kind of the opinion, I think, of America. And that's one of the things I have an issue with, because, America likes to say that a lot. But come on, America, you're kind of losing some credibility there, because we're pretty corrupt too. Like, I think, again, wherever you have power, money, and vice, you have corruption. You have corruption. It just does it to people. So I think we probably should not be lecturing anybody about what's corrupt or not corrupt. And again, I think that's part of the American moral equivalency that comes across, that the Russians tend to reject and kind of turns them off a bit. Overall, this film was great. I really enjoyed it. It's not a film that's going to change your life, where you're going to go like, I need to rethink my life. But it's a good guy film. If it's a good guy film to go see with your buddies. You go see and then you're pumped up afterwards, and you're ready to go fight. You're ready to be a rascal, to go out there and like, so what, did you just bump into me? What? Like that's what it is. And if you're a girl, you probably may enjoy this, because there's a love story, and there's a bunch of dudes with their shirts off that are ripped, and overall it was entertaining. I wouldn't give it like a high grade. I would say it's a C, but it's entertaining. It's an entertaining C. It's a popcorn movie. You'll have a good time. And if you're American watching this, tell me this isn't Rocky. This isn't Rocky, dude. It is. It's like, except the ending's different. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. That way you can stay up to date on all of our latest videos. I also have an internet radio station called Dark Sky Radio. We got some movie talk up there. We got some music. And go check it out. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.